This conference will now be recorded.
So before starting today, any questions anyone so far? Okay, so let's continue with the next steps. Okay, so all we need to understand, so how the project starts and so what exactly we do when we work with Salesforce. We should have that idea. So for that, what we are doing, we are assuming that, so we are going to deal with one of the client called Apple. Okay, Apple company. So they need CRM and they have a team who is responsible to get the CRM application for Apple company. They identified Salesforce as one of the platform, and they want to try with Salesforce to understand how it works. And if they like, they can go with Salesforce. They are going to use Salesforce platform for the Apple CRM. Okay, so for that, no need to directly pay. So there is a free edition. Okay, so they can sign up for free edition, 30 days trial, login. Not only one user, right? So let's say Sneha is registered. She can create the users for other users also. For other team members also, she can create the users. Everyone with their own username and password, they can log into the Salesforce account. Okay. The thing is, first time when we register, so whatever we get, we call that as production. Okay, production means the live area where all the employees, right, all Apple employees, they are going to log in and they use the application. Okay, so already we saw how we can, instead of registering for 30 days free trial, we registered in the developer.salesforce.com, so which will never expire, right? So we logged in. So Sneha registered. By default, the user is a super admin, right? So that means full permissions. So that user can create other users. So they can also log into Salesforce with their corresponding username and password. Okay, and day to day to log into the production, right? The live application, the URL is login.salesforce.com. Okay, this is a generic URL. So all employees of that Apple company using their corresponding username and password, they can log in and they can access the application. Okay, here we need to understand that, so whatever the Salesforce account they registered, that is for the Apple company, right? Not for the personal purpose. Okay, as an example, if you have the Gmail account, that is your personal, right? Only you access your emails from that, right? No one else can access your emails. Okay, that's for the personal purpose. Okay, so but the thing is, this CRM, whatever we are registering, is not for personal purpose, right? It is for the Apple company. So all the employees of the Apple company, whoever is having access, they will log in and work in that environment, right? So that means, meaning is, so if Sneha creates anything, right? Let's say Sneha created a campaign, the other team members, they can also see, right? So, and also when there are many users using, right? Example, there are 100 users who is having access to Salesforce account of the Apple, right? Who can see which application? Let's say out of 100 users, 10 users belongs to marketing, right? 50 users belongs to sales, 40 users belongs to service, right? So marketing team, they should only see marketing application. Sales team, they should see only sales application. So that kind of controls also we can do. Okay, so we have the upcoming concepts where we discuss how we control the visibility of the application, right? Who can see what, all those things. But as soon as the permissions are there, so the point is whatever the Salesforce account we registered, it will be having the information related to the Apple company. Whoever is having the right permissions, they can access all the information, right? Not only whatever they created, the data, whatever is created by other users, they can also access. Okay, that going forward, we'll discuss more. Okay, I want to just give some clarification, right? So we have to keep this point in mind, right? This is not for personal purpose. This is for a company. Okay, now, so we have the account. So I think we created 2 users, Sneha, and we created Durga, one more user. So let's log in, right? Let's log in and explore those applications. So for now, Sneha, the username, this is the username. So I'm entering the password and login. So once we log in, okay, so and also here, once we log in, so whatever we are seeing, this one we call as lightning experience. Okay, you also hear most of the times lightning experience, Salesforce classic, like that you hear. Okay, the thing is this look and feel, whatever we are seeing here, so this one we call as lightning experience. In the year 2015, Salesforce, they introduced lightning experience. So before 2015, the look and feel of this Salesforce application, it was something different. Okay, so the old look and feel, now they are calling as Salesforce Classic. So still some cases, so we sometimes see the Classic. Okay, and some of the oldest clients, uh, still they are using Classic. Okay, so the thing is, once we log in case if you want to see how the Classic looks, so all you need to do, uh, so click on this icon we call as profile icon. Okay, view profile. Okay, click on this. So now here there is one option, switch to Salesforce Classic, right? So if you click on this one, so now, right, whatever you are seeing, so this is the Classic look and feel, right? It used to be like this. So long back, right? So Salesforce application used to look like this, right? So the way you see this now in lightning experience, the way what we see is different. Okay, so mostly we don't need to bother about Salesforce Classic. So 90% in all the projects, lightning experience is used unless you are working for a client who is having the Salesforce account from long time. Okay, so they might be still using Classic. Okay, but we are not going to discuss this Classic thing. I mean, options mostly will be same, only the look and feel is something different. Okay, so let's switch back to lightning experience. So mostly we 99% we work with the lightning experience only. Okay, so we deal with only lightning experience. Okay, so that is one point, so we should have some idea. Okay, and also, right, so after we log in, so every time to access some key information, so this is the setup, right? So example, to see the company information, to see the users, so anything, we have to click on setup and we can see. But the end users, right, the real, the marketing representative or sales representative, those users we can hide this setup. Okay, since now we are system admin, we are able to access this. But for real end users like sales team, support team, when they log in, they don't see this setup. All they can see is they can see these applications and open one of these applications and click on the tab and they can do something here. Right? This setup is something only for system admin, right? So some highest kind of permissions. So only they can access this to customize the application or to develop the application as per the some of the requirements. Okay, so just understand that. Okay, now first explore the applications. Okay, this is the app launcher. First, start with marketing application. So I'm opening marketing CRM classic application. So if you see, application is nothing but here you see the name of the application, and you see all these are the tabs. Right? Tab is nothing but linked to a particular object. Right? Object is nothing but a database table. Right? In Salesforce, we call database table as object. Okay, so just understand. So in Salesforce, application is nothing but the collection of tabs, right? So maybe marketing team most of the times which objects they deal, right? In which table they store the data or see the data, only those tabs we add here. Okay, so we can also modify, you can remove and you can add new tabs, all those things we'll see going forward. Okay, but application in Salesforce is nothing but collection of tabs, right? So this is the application name, and here you see some of the tabs. Tab is nothing but linked to the object, which is a database table. Okay, so just understand. And also one more point. If you work with the sales application, we can say we have experience with the sales cloud, right? So if you work with the service application, you can say we have experience with the service cloud. Okay, but here this marketing CRM, this application, if you work, so we cannot say we know the marketing cloud. Okay, so in Salesforce, they have the marketing cloud, okay, which is not the regular Salesforce. Right? Whatever we registered is the core Salesforce CRM applications, but they have a separate environment for marketing cloud. So where we have options to send emails or SMS messages to the thousands of millions of people. Okay, so maybe when you apply for the job, someone asks, do you have the experience with the marketing cloud? Okay, as part of our training, we are not discussing that marketing cloud. Okay, so, and also there is no free account to sign up and experience, right, how the marketing cloud works. So only the real project, if you work, then only you know how it looks and how we can work with that. Okay, so just keep that point also in mind. Okay, so now, so let's explore this application. So here home tab means some important information we can keep. We'll discuss more in future. So the main thing for marketing is campaign. Okay, campaign is nothing but advertisement, right? So when we click on the tab, so if you see, we are seeing the recently viewed campaign. So far, we did not open anything, so that's why we are not seeing anything. So this part we call as list views. Okay, from a table, the table can have hundreds of thousands of even millions of records. So we don't want to see all millions of records here, right? So this list views, using list views, we can control, we can apply some filters and decide which data we want to see. Okay, so since this is a standard object, right? The object by default, whatever Salesforce offer, we call as standard object. We are also seeing some standard list views. So if you see here, from here we can also create the custom list views. Going forward, we'll create. Okay, for now, just explore with the standard. So I'm choosing all active campaigns. Now you are seeing the data. So now this data, who created this data? We registered to this account yesterday only, right? I did not create any data. So what happens when we register for the free developer edition account? Okay, so even I think, sorry, in the paid account, they provide some sample data. Okay, just to understand so how we can create the records. Okay, this is a sample data provided by Salesforce. So in real time, in the real project, so what we do, we delete all this whatever the data provided by Salesforce, and we create everything from the scratch. Okay, so now, so let's here in this whatever the data I was seeing in a tabular format. So this data is from the campaign database table, right? We call as object. So now here campaign name is one column, but in Salesforce we call that as a field, right? Campaign name is one field, which is a column. Right? Start date is a field, end date is a field, like that. Okay. So and also all these are the rows, right? So we have the records. So rows we call in Salesforce we call rows as records. Okay. So we can create one. We can open one of the record. I'm just opening this record. So when you open a record, whatever we see, so this page we call as a detail page. Okay, and technically in Lightning experience, when you open a record, so we call that as a Lightning record page. Okay, maybe in Classic, if you open the record, so that we call as the record detail page. So in Lightning, we call that as Lightning record page. Even you can also say record detail page. Okay, so now here in this Lightning record page, the details are here. Okay, so here you see all the information present in the campaign record. Okay, so if you see who is the owner, right? What is the name of the campaign? Is the campaign is active? So type of campaign, as per this record, it is a direct email campaign. Status completed, start date, end date. So expected revenue, right? So what is the budget, right? $25K. How much they spent? This much, right? How much due to this advertisement? How much revenue they are expecting? This much. So all those details we can capture here. Okay, but if you see, all these are the standard fields provided by Salesforce. It's not that Apple company as it is they are going to use this. They might need few more extra fields. They might not need some of these standard fields. So all those things will be there, right? So based on their requirements as an administrator, as a developer, so we remove or we add new fields to meet the app requirements, right? That's the job we are going to do. Okay, so for now just explore the standard, right? This is a standard record. So now in this record there are different parts, right? On top part, whatever you are seeing, this one technically we call as highlights panel. Okay, highlights panel means the key fields, right? The key fields of the record, right? Which is most important. So those we show here. Okay, so if you see what is the type of the campaign, so what is the status? Is it in progress or completed or new, right? So what is the start date? What is the end date? I think these are the key fields. So those are displayed here. Maybe for Apple company, they want to add one more field which is a key field. They want to remove one of this which they don't want to see. All those things we have to configure as a administrator. Okay. For now, just we are seeing whatever is standard. So the next thing, right? So we have something called related. Okay, so going forward, we discuss. So we can relate the database tables, parent table, child table. In general, related is for the child table information. So slowly in future we discuss more about that. Okay. So now this is the campaign record, campaign lightning record base. Okay. So now if you want to modify this record, right? So what we can do. So if you see on top, whatever you are seeing, these are the buttons. Okay. We also call these as quick actions. So buttons are the quick actions, both are same. Okay. So now here, click on edit. Right, I'm clicking on edit button. So now if you see that information, you can modify. Right, I can say it's in progress. Save. Right, so we can do that. I have modified. So that is the way how we can modify. So even one more way to modify. If you see here, we are seeing the pencil icon. So directly you can click here and modify. Right. So again, I'm saying completed and save. It's up to you how you want to modify. So this one, like we call this as inline editing. Okay, yeah, like that. Okay, now, so what we do, let's create a new campaign record, right? So new record, it's like a new advertisement. Okay, so for that you can click on the campaigns tab. Now in recently viewed, if you see, we're seeing this one because we recently opened this one, right? So to create a new campaign record, so if you see here, you are seeing new button. So you need to click on new. Okay, so from here, so if you say star, star means required. Okay, that means at least whatever the required fields are there. So we have to populate those fields with the data. So otherwise, Salesforce, they won't allow to save this one. Okay, let's say this is required. I am not giving. So I'm trying to save. If you see there, right? So saying campaign name is required, right? So we have to enter that. Okay. So just understand. Yeah, so I'm just saying SMS campaign, something like that, right? So I don't want to make it active for now. So here I'm saying advertisement. There are different types: webinar, trade show, email, right? So I'm saying advertisement, right? So I'm just saying planned and when is the start date? So let's say December 1st. I'm not giving any date. So what is the budget? So let's say 20K. So here 20K means 20,000, right? 20 after that 3 zeros. We can also use short forms. Okay, when you fill 20K, right? So directly I'm typing K. If you see, as soon as you keep the cursor away, or if you press the tab, you see the 20K became 20,000. Yeah, so you can do that. Even sometimes millions, right? So I want to give 20 million. M means million, right? Automatically it will add those many zeros. Okay, those are some shortcuts. Okay, so anyway, we want 20K. So I'm giving like that, and I am saving, right? So that means we created a new campaign record, right? It's a brand new, newly created campaign record. Yeah, this is the way how we create, right? So even you can modify, you can click on edit, right? So I want to change to in progress and make it active and save. So I'm able to modify, right? So we are able to create the new record. We are able to modify the record, right? Everything with point and click. And also, due to some reason, I don't want this. So I want to delete it. We can also delete, right? So if you see here, we have more actions here, or you can say buttons. So if you see, click on delete, right? Are you sure you want to delete? Delete, right? That record is deleted. So is it deleted permanently? No. Okay, so in general, the deleted records will be available in the recycle bin, right? Even in our computer, if we delete any file, we can see that in the recycle bin, right? In the same way, here, if you delete any record, the deleted record we can see in the recycle bin. Okay, how to open recycle bin? For that, you need to click on this app launcher, and here search for recycle bin. Okay, if you see recycle bin, click on recycle bin, and here whatever we deleted we are seeing, right? It's like a recycle bin in our computer. So from here we can also restore files, right? Like that, here we can restore this record. Okay, so I can select this one, I can restore. Okay, and also here a few points we need to understand. So there is a capacity for the recycle bin. Okay, that capacity is based on how much total memory is uh, available for this client, whatever the client we are working, in our case, Apple company, right? So based on number of users, based on those factors, the recycle bin capacity will be decided. Okay, so assume that the capacity is um, 2 MB, something like that. Okay, just that's not real thing. Okay, so if you delete the records more than that 2 MB, whatever we are assuming, so what will happen? Those cannot fit into this recycle bin, right? It's beyond the size of the recycle bin. That time the record might be deleted permanently. Okay, but otherwise, as soon as there is a space in the recycle bin, the deleted records will be available in the recycle bin. Okay, that is one point. So one more point. So you deleted 6 months back, you deleted. So now today you want to come here and restore. It's not possible. Okay. So one of the point is, once we delete the record will be available in the recycle bin only for 15 days. Okay, so today we deleted this record. We have the chance to restore this in next to 15 days. Okay, once after 15 days. Okay, so still if the record is in the recycle bin, Salesforce will permanently delete this record. Okay, that's the behavior. Okay, so and also, right, we are working in a multi-tenant environment, meaning whatever the server allocated to this Apple company, that server is not only for Apple company, even many other clients information also will be available in the same server. Okay, so since we are sharing the server with other clients, so there are some limitations for each and everything while we work. There are some upper limits to avoid the performance impact, right? So if you see Apple client, where we are working for Apple client, if we do something very bad, not following the best approaches, right, which will keep the burden on the server. Due to that, the other clients on the same server, they will also suffer, right? To avoid that, so Salesforce, they are enforcing some upper limits for most of the features. So technically, those limits we call as governor limits. Okay, on day to day while working with Salesforce, so we talk about governor limits. Okay, governor limits are nothing but the upper limits enforced by Salesforce. Okay, so whenever most of the features, whatever we use, there will be some upper limit. Okay, so one of the limit, the recycle bin. So once we delete, that is available only 15 days. And also these limits might vary version to version, they will change, right? So right, Salesforce yearly they release 3 versions. Okay, at present, winter 25 version is going on. After a few months, you see they release the spring 25, and after that, summer 25. After that, winter 26, like that. Okay, so maybe 3 years back, maybe 5 years back, this limit was 30 days. Maybe 10 years back, this limit was 45 days. So once you delete until 45 days, the data will be here. Okay, but now it is 15 days. Okay, so that's why when we refer the blocks, right? So let's say you have the question, how many days that data are present in recyclable? If you search in Google, right, you see many people, they maintain blogs. Maybe when they posted, that time it might be correct, but later new releases, the limit might change, right? So that's why when you search for something, right? So recycle bin maximum number of days for records, Salesforce, something like that they were searching, right? So 15 days. This is correct. Maybe if you see some old post, somewhere old blog, right? So you see 30 days, 45 days, something like that. That is not true. Even this blog, right? This is a blog. It's not, right? It's not like we're not seeing Salesforce, right? Now this guy posted and now it is correct. After 5 years again, if you search, if you open this blog, if Salesforce, if they change the limit, we don't know this person is going to update this blog or not, right? So that's why mostly when you search, I mean, for other concepts, you can refer the blogs. Obviously, you can see when that blog post is posted. Okay, we have to trust more with the right official Salesforce. So like this, okay. So help.salesforce.com. So this is the official link. Okay, so we need to, if you open this one and see, so this will be up to date for every release. Let's say in case if they change the limit, they update this documentation. Okay, so if you see, if you are deleting up to 15 days, the data will be there, right? And also they are saying, okay, there is one option, extended recycle bin retention. I think there is a option to enable. So if you enable, so I mean, for few options, we have to create a case with Salesforce, right? So once you request Salesforce, they'll increase up to 30 days. That's what they're saying. But in general, the limit is 15 days. Okay, so these links we can trust every time because this is official even for new releases. When they release, they update this documentation. Okay, but the blogs, uh, maybe old blogs, if that blog post is very old, maybe that information might be outdated. Okay, so like that. Okay, just understand. Okay, now anyway, come back here and from here you can also restore, right? So when you restore the data, it will go back to this table. So like that. Okay. So now just we are understanding how this Salesforce application as a end user, right? So whatever we are understanding as a end user. Okay, how this application looks and how we work with this. Okay, so now these campaigns, right? So due to this campaign, so what happens? They get the leads. Okay, so maybe they call based on the campaign, that message. They might call to a number, or they might open a website and fill the form, and the information will be captured as a lead, right? So lead is nothing but the response for a campaign. If someone respond to the advertisement, that we call as a lead, right? So lead is, I mean, we can say prospect, means they are not the real customers, so they are interested. So example, let's say you want to learn Salesforce, right? So you inquire and you see who can teach better, or you attend multiple different classes. So finally, right? If you like someone, you will join with them, something like that, right? So it's also like that. So Apple company, right? They are selling Apple phones, so they are interested and they are responding, right? It's not that since they responded, they are going to take. So they need to like the quotation and all those things. And if they like, if they want to continue further, right? So let's say they are asking, they take 10,000 phones, how much discount they can give, all those things. So based on that, let's say they are asking, they want those phones in, let's say in Canada. Okay, next, maybe Apple company, they will make those phones available after 2 months, not next month. So maybe they won't proceed further, right? So something like that. Some discussions happen between Apple team and whoever is responded. So something like if they suits as per their needs, it will go further. Okay, so let me click on this list view. Now this leads, and I'm opening all open leads. So lead looks like this. Okay, so here lead holds the company as well as the person information. If you see here, so Bertha Boxer is the person name. So working in a company, right? Farmers Group of Florida, and the title in that company, this person's title is this one, and the company phone, fax, and email. All those things are there. So if you see like this, the information of the prospect, right? I mean, lead is nothing but prospect who is showing some interest to take that product or service. Okay, so after discussions, it will be decided whether, right? So they want to proceed further. So then the Apple marketing team or sales team, so they will change the status. If you see, there is a field called lead status. So working contacted, right? So closer converted means they're showing interest, then they'll say closer converted and proceed further, right? So like that. So it's a lead. Okay, maybe on day-to-day example, one more example if you want to know. So let's say sometimes, let's say you have the bank account, right? So most of us we maintain bank account to maintain the money, right? So the thing is sometimes when you visit the branch or even bank people, they call and they ask, do you want personal loan or a home loan or something like that? If you give the positive response, let's say you are saying you are looking for home loan, right? So they capture your information and they try to follow up right? So let's say you applied for home loan. So that means you are showing interest, right? You are a lead. So already you are there in their system. You are using the banking services, but that bank again, right? Using your information, they are trying to sell the other products, so house loan or personal loan or car loan. Okay, so if you show further interest, then again they'll create an opportunity saying home loan, and you also ask how much is the interest rate. Not only with this bank, right? You will also check with other banks. So really, if you like this bank interest rate or whatever, you continue further, right? So like that, I mean, so lead sometimes randomly they call, right? Randomly they take your information. Nowadays, in job portal or whatever, somehow they capture and call. If you give the positive response for personal loan, something like that, right? So then finally you become as a customer for them. It's like that. Okay, so just understand lead is someone who is interested for the product or service, but it's not guaranteed that they'll become the customer. Okay, really after talking, if they want to proceed further, so lead will be converted as account, contact, and opportunity. Okay, so here when lead is converted, if you see here, when you open the lead, you see a button called convert. Okay, all these are standard things. Okay, so there is a standard feature to convert the lead. When you click on convert, you see it will be converted as account, contact, and opportunity. Okay, and also in few scenarios for some of the clients, so they want to convert the lead as account and the contact, but not the opportunity, right? So opportunity is a deal, right? So account is the company, contact is the person who is working in that company. Opportunity is deal, what they. Okay, so this opportunity we can skip it. If you check this checkbox, it will stop creating the opportunity. Okay, but the thing is, so when you convert the lead, must and should, it's required to convert into account and contact. Okay, opportunity is optional. You just understand. So let's say, right, client, how they ask, they want to only convert into account. They don't want contact, or they'll say they want only contact, not account, something like that. If they ask like that, which is not possible with the standard feature, right? That time we need to think about the custom solution. Okay, is it possible to achieve this using the configuration? Means the point and click tools provided by Salesforce. We call that as administration, right? So if that is not possible, the next option, development, right? Maybe we might need to develop a custom screen looking similar to this, but we provide options to only convert as account or contact or opportunity, whatever they want, and they can click on convert. But everything we develop in a custom way, right? So if this is a standard screen, if they don't like, so like that, that's why we are here, right? Our job will be doing those kind of things. Okay, for now, just I'm explaining the standard things. Okay, so here I want to convert opportunity also. Okay, like this we can keep and convert. Okay, and also internally when you convert, so which fields of the lead will be mapped to which account. Account is nothing but one more different table, right? Which columns of the lead, right, will be mapped to which columns of this account. So all those things, there is a option for uh, lead conversion mapping. So where, so we can choose. Okay, but by default, Salesforce they map some of the standard fields. For now, I'm not touching that. Okay, internally those kind of things will be there. Those things the end user don't know, right? So end user just they choose this and convert. So end user they don't know where that conversion settings are there. So really they want to change something, so they have to provide a requirement, and the development team using configuration or administration, or development, they'll achieve that. Okay. Yeah, for now I'm converting the standard thing, right? Now if you see this lead is converted as account, contact, and opportunity, right? So this is the account. Okay, account is nothing but a company, right? So you see contact related to this company, this is the contact, because this company can have many employees, right? Each and every employee of that account, right? While doing the business, whoever is contacted Apple company, all those persons informations they capture as contact under this account. Okay, in the same way for this account, opportunity, one opportunity is nothing but deal. This is the one. So it looks like that. Okay, so when you see the account, you see account name. So maybe address and those details. And when you open the contact, you see only contact, first name, last name, email. So such kind of information. And when you open opportunity details, see this is the name of the opportunity. So if you see opportunity stage is the main thing, right? It's nothing but a deal. So what is the progress of this opportunity? Some sales representative of the Apple company, so they need to keep in touch with the employees of this company and try to close this opportunity successfully, right? So the progress of that deal can be maintained using this field stage. So now if you see based on this one, you see, so this part, whatever you are seeing, this one we call as sales path. Okay, so you don't see this in all the objects. Okay, some standard objects. Okay, you don't see that if you open the campaign, right? You don't see that. But if you open the lead, thing in lead you can see. Okay, you see this one, we call this as lead path. Okay, this will be controlled based on the lead status. Okay, like that. So again, in contact, you don't see. Contact is some personal information. That's it. Nothing to track. Okay, you don't see any status or something. But opportunity is a deal. What is happening? Is it successful or failed? So that status is maintained using the states. Okay, this is the sales part. Okay, just understand. Okay, marketing team mostly um, they call to customers and generate they convert that lead into account, contact, opportunity. That's their job. Once opportunity is generated, next phase is the sales team. They work with the opportunity and try to convince and provide the quotation and try to close the deal successfully, right? So there is a different application, mostly the sales team. So they use this sales application. Okay. So the key object for the sales is opportunity, right? So they see here and they'll, right, how they contact. So they see this opportunity is for which account. Okay, this one. They open this and see who is the contact. And these contacts, they call to these contacts and check, right? So they're talk about that opportunity and try to convince and provide the quotation and try to close the deal, right? So that's what they'll do. Okay, and here in sales, I think they are also providing leads and tasks and accounts contacts, whatever on day to day the sales team they use, which is useful for them, those we show here. Okay, due to some reason, if they don't want to see, we can remove. Okay, all those things as part of the admin concepts we'll discuss. Okay, so now high level, this is what is about sales. Mainly they deal with the opportunity. Okay, the next one, service. Okay, the support representatives, right? So they use this service. Okay, so mainly in the service cases, right? So let's say after buying the product, there is some problem with the product. So they create a case, right? Someone from support team, they work, they coordinate with the technical team, and then they have to close this by providing the solution to the customer, right? So here again, you see some status, case status. So what is happening, right? New, working, escalated, closed. So all those options are there. Okay. Uh, Mostly the service team, right? Support representatives, they deal with this. They also maybe this case is related to whom, which contact, right? Sometimes they want to call and take the details of the issue to understand more, all those things. So what they'll do, if you see this is related to this contact, they open and they'll call or mail and get the clarification and try to close this case successfully. Okay, high level, these are the applications. The end users, they open these applications and they work with these opportunities, cases, and they update the status and all those things they do on day to day. Okay, so there are some standard options from Salesforce, but the thing is ultimately client to client, maybe Apple, Coca-Cola, Philips Healthcare. So each are different clients, right? So they need many enhancements on top of these ready-made standard applications. For that only, it's not like it's like 1 month job, 2 months job, right? It's a continuous process. So keep on, they need some developers, some admins who can help to maintain this application on day to day. End users, they use this. End users on day by day based on the business, right? They'll come up with new requirements, and try to improve this, right? So keep on the admin and developer, they work on those enhancements and deliver. It's like a continuous process. Okay, so maybe in initial phase, they might require many admins and developers. Slowly after maybe 5 years, 10 years, maybe they need only few developers, but somehow they need someone to maintain this application. Okay, so we get the opportunities to work on those requirements, and so that's why we get jobs. Okay, so that's about these applications at high level. Okay, so the next thing, so what I'll explain before proceeding further, right? So now the thing is, let's assume that Sneha and team, they explored and they understand all the sales applications and features how they can use, and they identified 100 requirements, right? Who is going to work? If they have the IT team, strong IT team, they can work themselves, but most of the times they give for outsourcing. Companies like some specialized companies like Wipro, TCS, Infosys, CTS. So service-based companies, they'll invite companies for bidding, and let's say TCS is the company won the bidding, and they have a team. They allocate a team, right? Maybe a manager, BA, some admins, developers, architect, QA team, right? So to make that project successful, whoever is required, they'll establish a team, and assign the team to work for the Apple company, right? So now this team, they interact with the Apple team and gather the requirements and understand the requirements and work for those requirements, right? So now these requirements, so where these requirements will be maintained, okay, not in an Excel sheet, right? Maybe if you are not from IT background, okay, so in companies they use some of the tools, okay, so there is a tool called Jira, okay. I mean, not only Jira, okay, Jira is one of the famous application, right? Maybe some clients, let's say Apple company, they are using Jira. Maybe some other client they use something else. Okay, some other client they use maybe different. There are digital ability. There are different things are there. Okay, some companies they use Rally, something like that. But this is famous. You see in most of the projects, you see they use this software. The purpose of this software, the project, right? Every company, TCS company, they not only work with maybe Apple, right? So maybe TCS, let's say we are going to join in TCS as an admin or developer or architect, right? Now TCS company they are allocating us to work for the Apple client. So TCS client they have many projects. Salesforce CRM for Apple. Maybe they also have a different team who can help with the Java application of Apple. Maybe they have a different Salesforce project for Dell company, right? So they have many things, right? All projects they create, they use this tool to create those projects and add the requirements under that project, right? And also decide who is going to work on that requirement and all those things. Okay, so just understand. So let me try to log in and show you how it looks. Okay, so especially, okay, I logged in. So if you see, it looks like this. So here you create multiple projects, right? So I think my free account is expired. Okay. In general, you see projects and under projects, you see the requirements, and also we can have the options to assign to whom. Right. I think, and also what is the progress of that, something like that. I think this is expired. Okay. But high level, I'm showing these kind of tools they use and they track the requirements. Okay. Also, one of the next thing, I mean, these things are not related to Salesforce, but just I'm just explaining in some step-by-step way. Okay. The next thing, when you work for these 100 requirements, so we are not going to work for all the 100 requirements at a time, right? So working for this for 6 months or 1 year and deploy. Nowadays, it's not going to work like that. Okay. Most of the projects they follow a process, right? The project methodology, how they do the project. So one of the famous process is Agile process. Okay, Agile means instead of working long back, it used to be like they work for 6 months and 1 year and deliver, right? But nowadays, every 2 weeks there will be a release, right? So like that. I mean, most of the companies they follow the Agile process. Okay, Agile means It's not like working for 6 months and 1 year and deploy. In agile process, so what happens once there is a team, right? So that team, they pick up few requirements. So let's say they divide this as part of this agile process. So all these requirements are under backlog, right? Backlog means all new requirements, whatever they are getting, everything they add to backlog. So from there, so as part of the agile process, they work for sprints. Okay, so it will be like sprint 1, sprint 2, like that. Okay, so each sprint, let's say 2 weeks duration. Okay, it's all based on project. Okay, some people they follow 1 month, but standard is 2 weeks. Okay, each sprint 2 weeks. Okay, so what they'll do for the sprint 1 when the project starts. So let's say they have let's say one BA, one admin, 3 developers, one architect, 2 QA. Okay, this is the team. Okay, so here for the team, what is the capacity, right? Mostly these people, this person gather requirement, these people they work, this guy will guide for solutions, and they'll do the testing. Okay, so based on their bandwidth, so how many requirements they can achieve in the sprint 1. So let's say mostly these people, 4 people. So how many requirements they can handle? Let's say 4 requirements. Okay, so they take those 4 requirements for the sprint 1 and work for those requirements and deploy, right? Deliver. So in the next sprint again they take next set of requirements and work and deliver, like that. And so such kind of process is agile process. Okay, and also while working, right? So let's say they identified 4 requirements and these people are working. They conduct a daily stand-up meeting, right? Let's say daily stand-up. Maybe nowadays everything is remote. Okay, so stand-up is nothing but when we used to go to office, right? Everyone gather in one room, so no one sit. I mean, it's like standing and quick meeting. So everyone they update. So what they worked yesterday, what they are working today, like that they update. Okay, and in case of any challenges, okay, so one of the team member is struggling with something, the other people try to help, or let's say one requirement became very complex and they cannot deliver in sprint 1, they identify that and they'll move to next sprint, right? So like that. So those kind of things will happen. Okay, you see some daily updates. So yesterday what you worked, today what you are going to work, something like that. Okay, so and also before each sprint, they conduct a backlog grooming meeting. Means in that meeting they identify which requirements they are going to take and work. Like that. Okay, like that the process will be there in the project. Okay, we work in such kind of environment. Just understand. So now we know this process. Now it's ready to work for those requirements, right? Now where we are going to work, right? So Apple, when they registered, they have production, right? So that's what we discussed, right? Production is the live place where all Apple users they log in and use the application, right? Like a live environment. But when we work for the requirements, we should not directly work in the production. Okay, it's very dangerous. Okay, because while working, many errors, many things will be there, right? In production live data, right? That should not impact. So that's why the thing is we need to work in sandbox. Right? Sandbox is a test environment which is created from the production. Right? From production, sandboxes can be created. Okay, our next topic, how we create that sandbox. What are the types of sandboxes? How to log into sandbox? So when there are multiple sandboxes, how we know in which sandbox we are going to log in? So those kind of points we discuss in our next class. Okay. So today, so before ending, so any questions anyone so far? So are you able to understand or you can, yeah,
Yes, Srinu, I'm able to understand, and you are giving a clear explanation on everything. Thank you.
yeah. So in case if you have any questions, just you can ask. Okay. So no need to hesitate.
Sure, Srinu.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Srinu, I'm
Yeah.
Bindu.
Yeah.
Today
Hi.
only I joined the session.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Today only.
everything is clear from your perspective. So I
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
go this
So
class,
try
but I
to,
want to talk with you personally.
yeah, you can call me to my WhatsApp. Okay. So
Yeah, sure.
you can
Thank you.
make a WhatsApp call. Okay.
After this class, is it okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Then if there are no questions, we'll continue on Monday. Okay. Monday, um, as per US Monday, as per India Tuesday. Okay. Is our next class. So we are done with the demo classes. Okay. So next class you need to pay the fee and continue. Okay. Um, yeah. Yeah. We'll continue on Monday. Thank you.